Hi, and welcome to this episode of Victory Talk with Latasha White. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for spending just a few minutes of your time that hopefully you will gather a few nuggets that will help you lead your life just a little bit better. I don't take it for granted at all. You can do a lot of things with your time, but thank you for showing up for you with me. So you may or may not be watching this just right around Independence Day that we celebrate here in the States. But whether it's sometime later on down the road or, actually on the day, the message will still apply. It doesn't matter when you listen. The message will still apply. And so about the idea of independence, what does independence mean to you? It's the idea of freedom, right? It's the idea of free to do and be who and what you want. But really, are you? Am I? Are we? That's what I want to ask. I know that there are so many times that we think we have to do a certain thing a certain way because certain people expect it. And, that could come along the idea of I am going to graduate high school, go to college, work in that career because that's what's expected. That's what my family has expected of me. Or it could be I am going to do X, Y, and Z that I have expected of myself. And when those plans don't come to fruition, then we are so hard on ourselves, so down on ourselves. I didn't do things the right way. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. But maybe, just maybe, you didn't give yourself the freedom to really be and do who you were created to be in the first place. When you see something that looks like a good idea, I'm going to go and be a nurse. That's a good idea. I'm going to go to college. I'm going to become a nurse. I'm going to work on the floor as a nurse, taking care of patients. That's a good idea. That is only a good idea if that's what you're called to. Why? Why do I say that? And I pick on nurses because I am one, right? But I'm saying that the patients, the people who you are called to serve, you owe it to them for it to be a passion of yours, for their best health, their best selves to be first and foremost for you. If you did it, if you became a nurse, this is just an idea, just an example. If your idea of becoming a nurse was for the paycheck, was for the money, like, oh, I know my nurses make good money and they can work anywhere, anytime, they can do anything. Pie in the sky, okay? Pie in the sky. I've been in nursing my entire adult life, and I'm here to tell you that I have seen it all. I have seen it all when it comes to people who are doing it for the paycheck, when it comes to people who are doing it for the schedule. If you're not in it for the people who you're called to serve, you've missed the mark. And that is just the example that I give for every single thing that we do and as it relates to what we're called to. So no matter what you're doing, and I'm not saying that the job that you do day in, day out has to be the exact thing that you're called to do. And I know exactly what it is because we don't always. But I do know for sure that whatever part of your life that you are called to, if you aren't listening to that, then you are missing the mark and not exercising the freedom that you have been given to do that. We do have the independence and the freedom. So are you so independent that nobody can tell you anything and you're going to do exactly what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it, and that is the end of it? Or are you so non-independent that you're only going to do what other people tell you to do? Where's the happy medium? Do you fall in the middle of there anywhere? Is there like the place in there that you give yourself the freedom to, yes, I'm going to explore the other things that have come to me that maybe is for me, maybe I should be doing, I'm not really sure. Give myself the freedom to do that while I'm still doing these other things over here? Or are you just going to scrap it all and just only do whatever it is you want to do? You have got to determine for yourself what's going to work. And you only know that when you've tried, right? You can't say, oh, that's not going to work if you haven't even tried it. You haven't exercised the freedom to even try to do something differently. And you may or may not have heard me say before. I don't really like the word try. We either do it or we don't do it. But sometimes it is in the trying. Sometimes it is in the, I tried it. It didn't work. Now I know it doesn't work. But don't take yourself out of the game before you've even put your jersey on. Yet again, If you stick around long enough, you're going to hear me say some of the same kind of phrases because that's just how I talk. That's just how I show up. That's who I am. And I am giving you the example of exercising your freedoms as it relates to your purpose because that's what I do. There's so many other ways you can do it. The independence and freedom and all of that stuff. I'm not saying that my way is the way, but what I'm saying is when you have decided that you've got it all figured out, then you are missing the mark of exercising the freedom that you could have so that you can be better, so that you can grow into something else. That independence and freedom, it could feel like I really need to stick to the parameters of what I've been given because if I go outside of that, it's all going to go rogue. And it could if that's what you think. So it is all up to you on how you feel that you are called to exercise those freedoms that you've been given. Are you completely cool with how your life is right now, how it's going? You want it to stay that way? Do that. Exercise that freedom. Are you not cool with the way that it's going and you want things to look a little bit differently or a lot differently? Cool. Do that. Either way you spin it, you cannot expect to grow with doing the same thing day in, day out that you have been doing. If you're going to do the same things, you're going to get the same results. It's up to you to decide if you want a different result. I'm giving you the examples that I have given myself, the freedoms that I've given myself, the yes ands that I've given myself. So yes, I am a nurse. Yes, I am a coach. Doesn't mean that both of those things are the same thing, but they are executed, or they're not executed in the same way, but they are the same thing at the end of the day. It's helping people be different and be better on the other side of what I am called to do for them. Give yourself the freedom. Give yourself that, let me just take all of the parameters off. Let me take all of the filters off and just really get down to the root of what do I want to do? Not what everybody else wants me to do. What do I want to do? That's what I want to leave you with today. So again, it's very easy to contact me, info@latashawhite.com. That's the email. All you have to do is send me a message. We can get connected there. And until then, remember to lead with love on purpose.